what the patches are, and just so you can know that there is really nothing going into your skin. It's really just something, a frequency that is using frequency to go into your body to talk to your cells and allow them to do different things. And I also know that this video was more based on the energy patches, but the patches are actually used for anything from energy to pain, sleep, like I said before. So if anybody would like or has a problem that they would like help with, pain-wise or anything, since I know we wanted to kind of focus on the pain element right now. Does anybody have any issues?
Rhea, how are you feeling?
I'm a lot better today.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I feel good.
You do feel good? Okay. Well, as everybody know, were you here when we started patching her? We did the same thing to her, what we did to you, where we wanted to put a patch on her and see how she feels. And she was feeling pretty bad when she walks in, but now she's feeling pretty good.
Since yesterday?
For 3 days.
3 days?
I haven't been able to get my temp under 99. So I'm not sick. I don't have any symptoms. I just had some achiness and fever,
But you're feeling a lot better.
I feel a lot better now.
That's awesome.
And you put the patches on 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know, one thing, you mentioned this at first, but I want to make sure we're really clear, and that is that these patches are not putting anything into your body, but it's just stimulating your body to do what it's supposed to do. And that, to me, that supports innate intelligence, which is what our office is founded on. I would never support anything that tried to manipulate a system, which is what drugs do. They manipulate systems. This simply is enhancing your body's own ability to do what it's supposed to do. That's pretty cool, Crystal.
Yeah, that's awesome. I did invite Sam to come in and kind of tell you his story about the patches, because I actually used them on him and they worked really well. He's actually come back for different types of patches now. So if you just want to share your story.
Sure. Matter of fact, I think it was like before Christmas, my shoulder was hurting, and talked to Dr. Brad, and he says, we got some new patches. Dr. Evelina put one right here, and I felt tingling, and it was nice and cold on one arm. So I was like the doctors. I was thinking it was a placebo. And I told Dr. Brad Evelina also about the maybe a placebo, right? But it was working. Next week came, I was hurting again. Tried it again, and this time it was three. It was three that you were using, right? There's two up here and one over here. And I tried it a third time, and the pain was gone. Then I started using the sleep patches. Now that one goes right here on the back of the spine. I work nights, so throughout the day, I get like 8 hours of sleep when I use a patch. If I don't use a patch, I'm down to about 3 hours of sleep. So it works very good. This weekend I've been moving some stuff. So I was in pretty bad shape. I was aching, kind of like you. So they did a little scan, and they put a patch on me right there and one right here, my stomach. And the pain is gone, basically. Have a little bit of pain right here, but I guess that's just the soreness of picking up stuff. But it's been very good. And when I heard the placebo, I was laughing inside. I was thinking, that's what I thought at first.
Yeah. Because the first time we used them on you, you came back the next day saying it helped. But the patches only last like 24 to 48 hours. So what had happened was after the 24 to 48 hours had worn off, he came back for more. And then he was asking me what were they, and he didn't understand what was happening in his system, because the pain didn't go away immediately. He just felt something different the minute I put them on. When he went home, the pain went away, but it doesn't last forever. You have to keep putting the patches on because they do wear off. So when he came back and we put them on the second and the third time, after the third time, I believe you didn't need them after that anymore.
No, I haven't used them after that.
Yeah, so it took the inflammation, it decreased the inflammation so much that the actual problem went away. And that, along with what he was doing here, was obviously helping him. So, yeah.
Yeah, so
it's just,
I'm sold on it.
Very good story.
Thanks.
I would like, Crystal, if you can go back, Crystal and Sam, if we can have you guys rescan. I don't know who wants to go first. Brianna?
Crystal's ready.
Okay.
She's already in the door.
Yeah. Does anybody have any pain?
The shoulder. hip, and back.
Shoulder, hip, and back. Okay.
All on the right side.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like we're ready to do some patching.
Yes. So, just to explain a little bit more about all the different types of patches, as you can see there's different colors. Ice Wave is for the pain. Okay. So this sleeve, what it does is it works off polarity. There's two patches that you use for pain. One's positive, one's negative. Then we have the SP6 Complete, and this one's for the cravings that I was telling you about before. Silent Nights is also one that Sam uses, and it's to help increase your melatonin production in your body, so it kind of helps you get a better sleep at night. The Energy Enhancer, that was the one they were talking about throughout most of the video. Carnosine. Carnosine is one that is used with patients with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, any sort of essential tremor. It will help with that as well. It helps rebuild muscle tissue, so if you have an injury of muscle tissue anywhere in your body, that's what they used on the lesion on the picture in the face. So it helps rebuild tissue with the carnosine. The YH Complete decreases overall stress in the body. Not only does it decrease overall stress, it does decrease inflammation. Not as much as this one does, though. This one is actually a huge decrease in stress and inflammation as well. We use this one very much. You just leave it on.
No, just leave it on.
You leave it
You
on.
go. It'll go right between the two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. I just wanted to double check that. Thank you.
No, it's fine. The glutathione will really, really decrease your inflammation and dramatically increase your glutathione levels, which will then fight free radicals, which cause damage to your cells. Okay? So, does anybody have any questions
Yeah.
while I start?
Which one did you use on me right now?
I didn't use the pain one, which is funny, and I was about to say that when you said your pain kind of went away.
Use it.
I used the,
I'm thinking.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I used the glutathione, which is to decrease your stress and increase your glutathione levels, and then I used the blue one, which was the Eon, which overall decreases stress in the body.
Maybe that's all it was.
Yeah.
Picking up the boxes and stuff.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, any sort of stress that you place on the body will cause, I mean, working out is a stress that you're placing on the body. You're placing a stress on the muscles, and that's where you get the soreness and everything else afterward. You're breaking them down to build them back up. Okay, so, but yeah, it's just an overall good feeling whenever you have them on.
Yeah.
And you haven't tried the Eon one before.
Which one is that?
The blue one?
Is that the one that went in my stomach or?
That's the one on the back of your
Okay.
head. Yeah, you haven't tried that one before, but yeah, I'm glad it worked for you. At 2 o'clock, I scanned one of our other employees, Tina, and this was what her scan looked like. Okay, so, I mean, it's not too bad. It gets adjusted pretty regularly, but there's still quite a bit of interference in her autonomic nervous system. And this is just my own little experiment, so it's not really anything that I've had a whole lot of time to do.
We actually just, Evelina thought of this today, and we thought,
Yeah.
hey, we should try this and see if it works before the workshop today.
Yeah. So this is what she looked like before, and then this was her at 5 o'clock today, and she hasn't been adjusted.
Wow.
So that's a pretty big difference. I was really excited with myself.
Yeah, that's a good study.
Which one was that? Did you use that on her?
I just did the Eon on the back and the anti-inflammation on the right on the bottom in the belly, and it uses
Is the anti-inflammation, is that the glutathione?
yes, glutathione, and all that when it works off of acupuncture points. So those are the points that we use for all over body stress.
When I'm sitting, it's probably 5. When I'm standing, right here, it's
Mhm.
about an 8.
Okay.
And my shoulder has been bothering for about a month, and it's probably, when I'm moving it, it's probably about an 8.
Okay. Let me just have you take off the vest. And your shirt you can actually leave on. I'll start with your shoulder. You can leave your shirt on. It's not gonna. So tell me.
We weren't gonna have you get naked, Helen.
Yeah, it's fine.
She was ready to feed it, whatever.
It's not that kind of party. So, where do you feel the pain the most?
Well, this is the worst, but.
Okay, well then-
My shoulders.
Okay, well I'll start with your hip. Okay.
Okay.
So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place the brown one directly on where the pain is, over or close.
Okay.
And what's your pain level on your hip?
It's about,
From a 1 to a 10?
when I'm standing, it's an 8.
Okay.
So right now it's about an 8?
Mhm.
Okay.
And it's right in here.
Mine is worse with sitting.
Yours is worth when you're sitting.
Yeah.
And you have to, whenever you're using the ice wave, you're going to have to actually experiment with different points throughout on the body in the area. Because you want to make sure that you're finding the best point that'll respond to the patches. Okay? So it's not always going to go away the first time. So do you feel any difference now? Any heat, coolness, tingling?
Not yet.
Nothing? Okay. Decrease in pain? No? Okay.
Probably because I'm standing. It gets worse. Did you do in here?
No. I'm actually focusing on your hip first because you said that
okay.
was worse.
Yeah, that is the worst. I've had sciatica for years.
Evelina, let's have
Her turn?
her turn, and then you come. Yeah, that's no. Oh, that'll work too.
And you feel anything?
It feels a little bit cooler.
Okay.
The pain goes all the way down
It's your foot?
to my calf muscle.
Okay. So I'm going to try it here.
Okay.
Did that coolness go away or is it still there?
It's still there over
Okay.
here.
Okay. What about your pain level? Has that decreased at all?
It's still, whoops.
No, you're fine.
It's still hurting right in this area.
Okay.
This seems a little bit better.
So the whole area was hurting, but this part feels better.
Mm-hmm. So quiet.
Any change in this area here that you were talking about?
A little bit.
Okay.
Dr. Cathcart told me about a patient that came in that had cancer or something. Do you remember that story, Evelina? And his feet were just burning. He had to be in a wheelchair because he couldn't stand.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was because of all the chemo and radiation, I think, that he was going through. That was what was causing it. And so he was in the wheelchair. To touch his feet, just put him in, intense pain. And so he put the patches on his feet, and he got up out of his wheelchair and walked.
Wow.
It was
That's pretty impressive.
amazing.
Yeah. There's also a video on YouTube that I wanted to show, but I thought this video was more important to kind of explain a little bit more about what the patches were. And it's a woman with Arnold Chiari, and what that is her brainstem, the brainstem with the kink that we talk about so much with your atlas.
Mm-hmm.
Her brainstem actually sinks down into her spine, and the bottom of her brain sinks in with it.
Ooh.
So it's a disease a lot of people are born with when you're in a heavily, what is it, where they have the airplanes come down and spray the crops because they use the DDT or DEET.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so a lot of those children are born in that area have this condition. And she had tremors and she couldn't talk very well. And now they do what we call the brain protocol, kind of like what we use for the Alzheimer's patients. And in the video, within maybe 5 minutes, her tremor stops, her voice comes back.
Wow.
And at first, it's kind of hard to believe just because I don't know the woman. I've never met her. It could be anybody on the internet. But it's actually a patient of the mentor that I visit in Arizona, the one that Dr. Cathcart, the one that Dr. Brad's always talking about. So that to me puts in a little bit of tie. It's just different to actually know the person on the study or on the video. So I thought that was pretty amazing. That sold me on this. So how are you feeling right now?
I still feel some pain.
Some pain, but is it
It's
less?
More like a 5.
Okay, so it's gone from 8 to 5 in like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on the outside of your clothes,
Yeah.
which means that nothing's going in your skin. Okay. Well, I think that is the best spot for it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to be?
Actually, my shoulder feels better.
Does it?
That's weird.
Wow. Well, like they were saying, it works off of all the meridians in your body.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily need it on that spot if you're going to be, you know. Are we going to go ahead and patch them, or
Say again?
do you want to go ahead and just fully patch them, or do you want to just do the demonstration?
Oh, I say use the patches on her if she
Okay.
wants to. You can do that
Okay.
in private if she like.
Yeah, just
We
go ahead and
can
have a
get- we can
seat,
get-
and we'll go ahead and put those on in
Yeah,
just
we
a
can do that
second.
after we're
Okay.
done. Right
Yeah.
after we're done.
You can
I need to
actually
get
buy
adjusted
these
too.
sleeves at wholesale cost. You don't have to buy them through us. We don't make any money off of it. It goes directly to the company. And if you buy them wholesale, what you do is you will get them every month at a cheaper rate than what you would if you were to buy them from the office here. Here we sell them, if we were to sell a whole sleeve, it would be around $95. But if you order them online through the website or through us, and what we do is we plug you into the website, they're only $65. And then as you buy more of these sleeves, they get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So if you want 3 different ones, they come out to $50 a piece instead of the $69 or $70 a piece.
And that's how many?
There's 30 in each one.
Oh.
So this is a month's, well, it's more than a month's worth of patches because each patch lasts 24 hours. And you only sleep on average about 7 to 8 hours a day. So you can use one patch for 3 days, 3 nights. Okay, so it'll last you, I guess,
Remember
3
to
months.
take them off though, because
You'll be
Don't
sleepy
take 'em
throughout the
off
day.
They don't do any good if you.
You said you almost forgot you had it on, right? The
Yes.
sleep one?
Yeah, especially if they're where you can't see.
Yeah.
It's just right there, you know.
Right. Well, the energy one is a little different because it works kind of like the pain one. There's 2 patches, so it'll last you about 15 days, depending on how often you're wearing them or how long.
Does it come with instructions where
Yes.
to put them on?
They do come with
Does it look
instructions.
like it's a hunting folk where to put them?
No, you can. They all come with their own little booklet about how to place them. And if you have any questions about different types of placements, whenever you do purchase them, you can come and ask me, and I'll help you through it. It's not a big deal. Because we learn every day. Not everything in the book. Not everything that works is in the book. So sometimes, like when the sleep one is not meant to be on the back of your neck. It's meant to be on your face and in all these other places, but I don't try, or it's not the first choice, but I don't go and put anything on my face when I sleep because it's just, I can't do it. It's not going to work for me. I think I'd stay awake just scratching at whatever's on my face. So I know me and Stephanie and Sam had to use the patch on the back of the neck, and it worked really, really well. So.
yeah, I tried it on the back of my ear,
Mm-hmm.
and that did not do anything whatsoever. But
Mhm.
when she talked about the acupressure point in the back, then that's when I went,
Yeah.
very, very nice.
Right.
And the energy patches work extremely well.
Right.
And the brain protocol is fantastic.
So there are some pretty amazing things, but yeah, if anyone's interested in purchasing them, just let me know. It's not any inconvenience to me if you have any questions further down the line that aren't in the book, like I said. Okay?
Any other questions?
No?
Sandy's
Sandy, you got that look on.
just a look.
Okay.
Okay?
All
So,
right.
okay?
Well, let's
If you have
thank
any more
you for
questions,
being here.
yeah, thank you very much,
Thanks.
Sam.
Okay, let's see. Bye-bye.